Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're tackling a really interesting topic, performance testing, and specifically how AI is starting to make waves in this space.
It's pretty exciting stuff.
Definitely. We'll be using this article, Will AI Replace Performance Testing, as a jumping off point for our discussion.
Great article. Lots to unpack there.
For sure. And this isn't just some technical niche. It affects all of us as users. I mean, think about it.
Yeah,
No one wants their favorite app to crash, right, when they're trying to snag tickets to a concert or during a big sale.
totally. That's a nightmare scenario.
Right. And that's where performance testing comes in. It's all about making sure that software can handle a ton of users, stay stable and respond quickly no matter what's thrown at it.
Exactly. You're essentially putting the software through a rigorous workout, making sure it's in top shape.
Like a fitness test for your apps.
Exactly. And just like in fitness, there are different types of
Oh,
tests.
yeah, I remember reading about that. Load testing, stress testing.
Right. So load testing is all about simulating a huge number of users hitting the app all at once. Then you've got stress testing, which really pushes the app to its limits, seeing how much it can handle before it breaks down.
And making sure it doesn't crack under pressure.
Exactly. And then there's endurance testing. Like, can it keep going for a long time without any issues?
So it's like training for a marathon, but for software.
Perfect analogy.
That's pretty cool. I never really thought about it like that. So where does AI fit into all of this?
Well, AI is starting to change the game in some pretty big ways. Think of it like having a super smart assistant for performance testing, one that can analyze tons of data spot patterns that we might miss and even predict potential problems before they happen.
So AI is kind of like a fortune teller for software glitches.
Huh. In a way, yes. AI can analyze past performance data, like from last year's Black Friday sales, and then predict when and where traffic spikes might occur this year. So developers can beef up their systems and prevent those crashes.
That's incredible. It's like getting a sneak peek into the future.
It is. And that's just one example. AI is also changing how we actually DO performance testing, making things much more efficient.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued. Let's dive into that. How is AI actually changing the way these tests are performed?
So in the past, a lot of performance testing was very manual. Like if you wanted to simulate thousands of users interacting with an app, you had to do it by hand, which was super time consuming.
Yeah, I can imagine that would get old pretty fast.
But now AI can create what are called virtual users that behave much more realistically. They can navigate the app, click buttons, make purchases just like real people.
It's like having a whole army of robot users at your disposal, ready to put the app through its paces.
Exactly. And these AI-powered tests are becoming even smarter thanks to adaptive testing.
Adaptive testing, what's that?
So as the test is running, the AI can actually analyze the app's performance in real time and adjust the test accordingly, like a personal trainer constantly tweaking the workout to get the best result.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It is. And AI is even playing the role of a detective, helping to figure out exactly why problems occur.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
It's called root cause analysis. AI can dig deep into the code, analyze logs and system metrics to pinpoint the reasons behind performance bottlenecks. It saves developers a ton of time compared to manually searching through lines of code.
So AI is bringing a lot of really cool tools to performance testing. It sounds almost too good to be true.
It is powerful stuff, but it's important to remember AI is a tool. And like any tool, it has limitations.
Right. So it's not like AI is going to replace human testers completely.
Exactly. The article we're looking at makes a really compelling case for why human testers are still absolutely crucial. They bring something to the table that AI, at least for now, can't replicate.
That makes sense. So it's not a simple case of AI taking over. There's still a vital role for humans in this performance testing landscape. I'm really interested to hear more about that. What are some of those things that humans bring to the table that AI just can't quite grasp yet?
Well, for starters, humans have intuition. We can often sense things that AI might miss.
Okay, so can you give me like a concrete example of that in the context of performance testing?
Sure. Let's say a company is about to launch a massive marketing campaign.
Hmm.
One they know will drive a ton of traffic to their website.
Right.
A human tester would likely factor that into their testing strategy. They'd think about the timing, the expected volume, the types of user behavior they might see.
Yeah.
But an AI might not pick up on that crucial context, unless it was specifically trained on that type of scenario.
So it's like AI is brilliant student who excels in a controlled environment,
Mhm.
but might miss some of those real-world nuances unless explicitly taught, right?
Exactly. And that kind of leads into another key point. AI is incredibly data dependent.
Yeah.
It needs data to learn, to make predictions, to improve. But what happens when you're facing a brand new problem? Something the AI has never encountered before.
That's a good point.
It's like asking an AI to write a novel in a language it's never seen before.
Mm,
It might be able to string some words together,
right.
but it's not going to be a coherent story.
It's going to miss that nuance in the context.
Exactly. And let's not forget that real-world software can be incredibly messy.
Oh, yeah. Lots of moving parts.
Right. Applications interact with other systems, networks, external factors. It can get very complicated.
And unpredictable, I imagine.
Definitely. And that's where human testers can really shine. They have that ability to think outside the box, understand those subtle complexities, and come up with creative solutions to problems that AI might never consider.
Their article actually had a really interesting example of this. It talked about a financial trading app.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
They were using AI to simulate load testing, and it actually did a pretty decent job of mimicking like basic transactions, but it completely failed to capture the nuances of real-world trading, where split-second decisions and market volatility can have a huge impact on performance.
Right. The AI just couldn't grasp the human element of it all.
Yeah, like how do you teach an AI to panic sell?
Exactly.
So it seems like both AI and human testers bring their own strengths and limitations to the table, and that's kind of a perfect segue into the next section of the article.
The case studies.
Yes. They highlight some real-world examples of companies like Netflix, Uber, and Airbnb actually using AI for performance testing. I found these examples super fascinating, and I'm curious to hear your take on them.
Yeah, those are great examples. They really showcase both the successes and limitations of AI in this space.
Okay, cool. Let's start with Netflix. I was particularly intrigued by their Chaos Monkey system.
Oh yeah, Chaos Monkey, that's a classic.
It sounds kind of chaotic. What's the logic behind deliberately disrupting your own systems?
Well, it might sound counterintuitive, but it's actually a brilliant strategy.
Okay.
Chaos Monkey simulates all sorts of system failures, like server outages, network disruptions, that kind of thing, to see how the overall system responds. So basically, it's like a controlled chaos experiment.
So they're proactively breaking things to make sure their systems are more resilient.
Exactly. By breaking things in a controlled environment, they can identify weak points and fix them before they become major issues during, say, peak viewing times.
Smart. So is Chaos Monkey completely AI powered?
Well, it uses AI to a large extent, but as the article pointed out, it still requires human oversight, to interpret the results, refine the algorithms, make sure things are on track.
Oh.
It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Got it. So it's another example of that hybrid approach, AI and humans working together. What about Uber? How are they using AI for performance testing?
So Uber relies heavily on AI to predict ride demand.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's crucial for them to be able to scale their systems up or down to handle fluctuations in traffic.
Yeah.
Make sure there are enough drivers available, that the app is responsive, all of that.
It's like having a crystal ball for ride hailing.
Huh, pretty much. But even Uber's AI, which is very sophisticated, can be thrown off by unexpected events.
I imagine so.
Like a sudden global news event or a major power outage, something that causes a massive surge in demand. Their AI might not be able to adapt quickly enough, and that's when human intervention is needed.
Yeah. You need people who can think on their feet and make those tough decisions in real time.
Exactly. And the Airbnb example is interesting too. They use machine learning to anticipate and handle network issues.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cutting edge.
Yeah. It's all about making sure that travelers have a smooth experience, even during peak seasons when the network is under a lot of stress.
So they're using AI to not just react to problems, but to actually predict and prevent them.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
But again, there are limitations.
Yeah.
The AI might misjudge new patterns or fail to account for unforeseen factors. And that's where human expertise is still needed to fine-tune the system and ensure its accuracy.
Okay, that makes sense. So it seems like these case studies paint a pretty nuanced picture of AI in performance testing. It's clearly a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet.
Definitely not.
And it's most effective when it's combined with human expertise and oversight. After diving deep into this article, and all these real-world examples, it really does feel like we're at a crossroads in performance testing. Super exciting, but also kind of makes you wonder, where do we go from here? What's next?
It's like we're on the verge of this huge shift.
Yeah.
AI is bringing all these incredible capabilities to the table, right?
Uh-huh.
But we still need that human touch,
Hmm.
that intuition.
That understanding of how all these complex systems actually work in the real world.
Right. It's not just about the numbers.
Definitely not. So where do you see all of this heading? I mean, what's the future of performance testing?
I think AI is going to fundamentally change performance testing. I mean, it already is.
Yeah.
It's making things so much faster, more efficient, more predictive. Like, we can analyze these huge amounts of data, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Simulate all sorts of realistic user behavior, even anticipate problems before they happen.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. But here's the thing. That human element,
Yeah.
that's still absolutely essential.
You can't just hand the reins over to the machines completely.
Not yet, at least. Humans bring something to the table that AI just can't replicate. Not yet, anyway.
Intuition,
Yep.
contextual awareness,
Mhm.
creativity, that ability to think outside the box.
All of that. And that's not going away anytime soon.
So it's not about AI versus humans.
No.
It's more like AI and humans working together.
Right, exactly. The future of performance testing is this hybrid approach,
Uh-huh.
where AI kind of handles the heavy lifting.
The routine tasks, the data crunching, all of that.
Right. And then humans can focus on strategy, interpretation, those tricky edge cases that require a more nuanced approach. And that brings us to a really interesting question that the article raises.
Okay, what's that?
If AI starts taking over those more routine aspects of performance testing,
Yeah.
how does the role of a human tester evolve?
Oh, that's a good question.
What new skills will they need to thrive in this AI-powered future?
It's like we need to start thinking about how to be AI whisperers.
Huh, I like that. AI whisperers.
Right. Like we need to understand how to work with these systems, how to guide them effectively.
Exactly. Testers are going to need a much deeper understanding of AI and how to leverage it effectively.
So it's not just about being a testing expert. It's about understanding how to use these powerful AI tools.
Right. They need to become experts in interpreting AI-generated insights, validating the result, making sure that AI is being used appropriately.
So it's almost like a whole new skill set is emerging.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's not just about technical skills either.
Oh, interesting. What else?
Human testers going to need to double down on those uniquely human strengths.
The things AI can't replicate.
Exactly. Critical thinking, problem solving, communication, collaboration. Those skills are going to be more valuable than ever.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about creating great software.
Right. And great software is about more than just performance. It's about the user experience.
It needs to be intuitive, enjoyable, and meet people's needs.
Exactly. And I think that's what this all boils down to. The future of performance testing, the future of software development, it's not about humans being replaced by AI. It's about humans and AI working together to create software that is high-performing and truly user-centric.
I love that. It's not a competition, it's a collaboration.
Exactly. And the future belongs to those who can embrace both.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
I agree.
It's clear that AI is changing the game when it comes to performance testing. But it's not a replacement for human expertise. We still need that human touch, that intuition, that creativity. And the future is really about finding that balance.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's an exciting time to be in this field.
It really is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI and performance testing. And for all of you listening, remember, the future is in our hands. It's up to all of us to shape it in a way that benefits everyone.